Good afternoon. Happy Savage Saturday. Keepers of the Cash. Gary B, the Casual Comic Guy here, and we're here with Savage Saturday Comic Review, episode 123, and we're doing something a bit different yet again this week. We are going to do a non-spoiler review of Conan the Barbarian, issue 1, launched by Titan Comics. Yes, you heard it here, a new relaunch of the Conan title with yet another publisher. Originally with Marvel, then with Dark Horse, then with Marvel again, and now with Titan Comics. And we're going to talk about this book, and I'm going to let you know if you should pick it up or not. And the odds are forever in Conan's favor on this one. So let's get talking. So right away, tons of variant covers, and I'll be showing covers throughout this whole thing. I'm not going to show a lot of the inside of the book because even though I usually do an in-depth telling of a story and show you all the pages and let you guys experience a story for yourselves that you may not have access to, everyone's got access to this. This just came out this week, and I'm not looking to spoil anything for any of you that haven't read it yet. I'm just going to tell you why I think you should pick this title up and why I think it's good. Now, let's start out. All right, a bunch of variant covers. Don't do like me and buy a whole slew of them. I mainly collect Conan, so it made sense for me. Just buy what you're happy with, but read the story. The story is amazing. Now, I got a couple doubles here. We're going to open up the Dan Panosian cover here, which is the cover A. And we're going to, first of all, credit the people who worked on this book and made it special. Now, what I really liked, and something that I think is important that you all know, is this book, when you're looking at it, really feels like they took the time, the effort, to pay proper homage to what came before while creating something that's also their own. They didn't ignore the past with Conan. They embraced it. They honored it. They gave it a worthy homage, and they kind of included it in here. While at the same time, they didn't rehash any stories. They introduced a new character, and the pacing is great, and we're going to get right into this. So right away, you have Jim Zub as the writer, and they're doing something fun with this. I will show you this page, but like they used to do in the old Marvel days, when you'd have alliteration in the names, you know, like Smokin' Stan Lee or whatever it was, and, you know, Big John Buscema, and just all the little alliterations they had. So this one has that too. It has Grim, Jim Zub as the adjective, has Ravaging, Rob De La Torre, Villainous, Jose Villarrubia, Riotous, Richard Starkings, and Merciless, Matt Murray. So right there, it's fun. Already, that kind of kicks you back to what I think is a more fun time in comics, when there was still a bigger sense of wonder to be had. And that's not comics today's fault. It's hard to create a sense of wonder in today's literature when anything we want to know is at our fingertips, just a touch away, right? And the great thing about Conan in his world is you can always find some magic, you can always find some wonder, and it's full of things we don't know. So, this is called Conan the Barbarian. The title is Bound in Black Stone, Part 1, Scourge of the Dead. Jim Zub wrote it. We have Rob De La Torre as the artist, and Jose Villarrubia as the color artist, and you have Richard Starkings as the letterer. And just looking at the total product, and I'm going to show you a few pages from inside the book, nothing that's going to spoil anything for you, I made sure. This begins with a bar fight, with your introduction to Conan. And it couldn't be more fitting, right? And he's having issues with someone that was in command to him that caused some deaths, and that's all I'm going to tell you. But right away, it starts out with a savage scene. The artwork is incredible. Conan looks fantastic. And this is a 24-year-old Conan that we're being introduced here. So this is 8 years after the Battle of Venarium, when he fought and went over the wall and fought with his other Sumerian brothers in that war at the ripe age of 16. But so this is 8 years later. Conan finds himself closer to Samaria than he's been in a long time. He's been on an 8-year journey, and things seems like things are moving in a way that are going to bring Conan back to his homeland. How that happens? Well, you're going to have to read that to find out. Because you all know, if you know Conan's history, just didn't want to go back. So there's a reason. All right, so this begins with a bar fight. And the colors have got to be mentioned. Now, everyone's talking about how good the art is. The art is incredible. The lines are fantastic. It feels like old art. However, and whoever Rob De La Torre trained with, or whether he self-taught, whatever it was, his work is amazing. It is, I would say, it's near spotless. It's so good. Conan looks like the Conan of old. Instantly you pick this up, he's recognizable. He feels like 70s Conan. The writing in here by Jim Zub feels like a mix of 1970s Conan and Robert E. Howard original stories. It's a great mix. It's perfect for the comic, and Conan's introduction is perfect. And so he's having a fight with someone that's above him because he doesn't like some decisions that this guy made. And as the story progresses, some things happen to introduce a new character named Brissa. And she's a Pict, and she's of the tribe, the Gurian tribe. And whenever you're getting introduced to a new character, it can be worrisome. Is it going to feel like a character forced into the story? Is it going to feel like a forced crossover? It doesn't. She just slides right in. She has her role to play. Immediately likable character. Immediately established as a force to be reckoned with, without overdoing it, without anything pompous from her as a character. She feels like a lived-in character. Her role already seems earned, and that's very important to me, especially when I'm reading a Conan story, not just to put someone in there. And the character is just wonderful. So I can't wait to see how they develop this Brissa character, especially in her relationship with Conan as these two warriors come together. Now, the scenes, the colors, every page, the art, the inking feels like old 1970s style art. It's so fantastic. I can't give it enough accolades. De La Torre just did such a fantastic job with the colors. The colors, they absorb you and put you in the Hyborian age. They're muted where they need to be muted. They're saturated where they need to be saturated. They're just, everything about the color scheme works in this book, and it makes you feel like you're a part of the world. And let's not forget the lettering. The lettering is fantastic. From the opening splash page throughout, the lettering doesn't detract from the story. It doesn't distract you from the story either, which is important. But it enhances your reading, and the words that need to be emphasized are done expertly, and it helps lead you through the story at a pace, and it's great. So Jim Zub, again, wrote a story that is so well paced, feels like old Conan. Instantly, I felt like I was a kid reading the Conan books of yesteryear from my youth, and I read this and I went on a magic journey. It was fantastic. Now, there is, as every Conan book will have for the most part, there's a touch of sorcery. There's something to do with a curse, and Conan is somehow find himself entwined in the middle of it, because the one thing he's best at is getting himself in trouble. Sure, he's great at getting out of it. That's why he can get in it again. But it's the journey of getting in that initial trouble that makes it so much fun to follow our favorite Sumerian barbarian. All right, but again, the colors are great. So we're gonna give this a couple grades, right? So the writing on this, I'm gonna give an A+. Jim Zub absolutely killed it. This is, to me, his best writing in a long time. I really liked his 12 issues he did on Marvel. I thought were great too. And by me saying his best writing in a long time, it's not putting down anything else he's done. It just feels like he was completely dialed into what he was doing here. Like he was feeling this character, and Conan was flowing through him. It's just really well done. The art, same. It feels like Rob De La Torre has been drawing this character for years. It's like he's established. Conan just looks absolutely fantastic. You can't say enough about it. And again, with the colors just draw you in. There's nothing in this initial issue which I'm not going to give an A+ to. This is a top-notch effort by every single person involved. And if you were apprehensive at first of Conan going to yet another publisher, because when Conan was at Dark Horse, it was extremely hit or miss for me, and a lot of misses. This, I don't even know where the ball got hit. It's way out of the ballpark, probably in the stratosphere somewhere. But everything about this book clicks. Everyone works in harmony with each other, and everything complements each other. I can't put enough praise on this book. It is so good, and it's everything I've been waiting for Conan to be since I was reading him as a kid. I started reading Conan when I was 8. I'm 53 now, and I still read the Robert E. Howard stories all the time. I still read all my Bronze Age books all the time. Conan is a weekly, almost daily read for me, as it has been, as with characters like Solomon Kane, as with characters like Dark Agnes and King Kull. And the exciting news is Bran McMorn. The exciting news here is they have the license to these characters as well. And if they're doing this good a job, putting a team together that is so understanding of this material and isn't afraid to write it the way it's supposed to be written, isn't afraid to draw it the way it's supposed to be drawn, isn't afraid to represent this time period the way it's supposed to be represented without the modern conventions on it, then we're in for a lot of good adaptations, a lot of good storytelling, and just a lot of great things ahead. And that is my hope for all of these Robert E. Howard properties that they are tackling. But home run, guys. This, if you've never read Conan, this is a great jumping on point. Start reading Conan here. You won't be lost. It introduces you to a 24-year-old Conan. You instantly understand what's going on, and you instantly feel a part of this world. I can't give it any higher praise than that. Is when I'm reading it, I'm feeling Robert E. Howard. I'm feeling 1970s Roy Thomas, and I'm feeling the character Conan as I've felt him whenever he was written best in my life, in my opinion. And that's it, guys. That's the non-spoiler review. If you're checking this title out and you feel the same way as I do, let me know in the comments. If your opinion differs some, hey, we're all different, man. Let me know in the comments what didn't work for you. I'd be curious to know. But the best thing about comics is they can create really good discussions. Let's be respectful of each other. And guys, read this book. This book is amazing. It deserves to be in everybody's house. Fantastic read. That's it for today, guys. Until next time, keep it casual. Attention all, use channel sponsor Rogue Trader at theroguetraderutah.com and my code KEEPITCASUAL for 10% off your comic cleaning and pressing needs. Remember, when submitting your books to be graded, use a trusted professional.